it! Get a grip! This stupid video I just showed you! I almost stroked out and died over it. You're watching a different show! You donkey! You ain't a captain of nothing but a sinking ship! Don't do this to me, Harry! The Ohio State, it's Ohio State! What do you mean, the? 312-988-15.
Hello?
You tell Johnny all you've heard and seen. Sometimes it's good to just yell about football. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right. Welcome in and welcome back, everybody. Feel Good Friday here in May. Beautiful weather outside. I don't know where you're at. We're getting into the dog days, folks. So it's time to stretch our legs a little bit, explore any avenue we want to. We have the time. This is going to be fun. I want to do some things in the near future on the schedule, and then start diving into the actual roster, like got breakout guys, different position group kind of stuff, that kind of thing. I think that'd be a fun way to spend the early summer on some of these shows. So welcome in, everybody. I don't know what's going on a Friday. Everybody's a frisky Friday. The phone lines are jacked already. So I'll do the introduction, a couple chats, and I'll give it to the calls. Let's take a look. Yeah, I don't know what the deal is, but the call line is popping. We'll try and do our 5-minute thing just because we have a lot of people and some of them haven't called in a while and some it doesn't look like at all. And I want to give everybody a chance. So let's get right into it. There's a couple chats that I'm going to highlight and we'll keep it moving. So thanks for being here. As always, you can find the program on YouTube. Do it. Subscribe if you haven't yet. Appreciate it very much. Give the video a thumbs up. That helps Yanni out as well. Notifications on that way you don't miss nothing. Twitter, search bar Always Irish. Rat. Always Irish Inc. Emails always irishnd@gmail.com. Oh, Omar. I miss Omar, my timekeeper. He just puts a smile on my face. Nobody boosts my confidence here more than Omar. I don't know where he went, but I hope he comes back. Don't want to see my face? No problem. You're not going to offend me, bro. Hit the audio only version on Spotify or whatever it's called. I don't blame you if you don't want to see my face. How do you think I feel? Oh, this show's silly. Notre Dame Fighting Irish brought to you by SI. Read all about it. Patreon.com/Always Irish. The former captain, the leading tackler. It's Mike Goolsby and myself. We're breaking it all down. Okay, so here's number one. I'm just gonna say this. Swan Dong. I love to see your face, Johnny. Are you Omar logged in from a different account or what? Oh man. Dad, good to see you. Always Irish Senior in the house. It's good to see you, man. I bet you he's sitting on that deck getting that sunshine in the morning. So here's the first thing I'm going to bring up. I swear I'm going to go to the callers. I need like 3 minutes and then I'll hand it over. I promise. And we'll try and do 5 minutes because the lines are popping. A part of me thought this USC thing with them dropping Notre Dame, a part of me wondered if that's something that we kind of like got a sense of and pieced together. Oh, Jay Carr. I'm not highlighting it and putting it on the screen, but Jay Carr, that one might win the morning. Oh, I didn't even think about it when I said it. Oh, that's good. Man, that's funny. A part of me thought this USC dropping Notre Dame after 26, which is the last year it's on the schedule. A part of me thought, like, maybe we're overdoing it, or like we're extrapolating out all of these extenuating circumstances. What the lady president was saying about where, we'd love to play them, but we're keeping things open, whatever. And then the fact that they're not booked after 26 is, I said it before, you guys, it's a lot easier to not add someone to a schedule than it is to take somebody off of a schedule. Those are different things. with a different attention cycle, it's just a lot easier to not schedule somebody moving forward than it is to have them booked and then you back out and it's a big deal and there's a buyout and then you're making the other team schedule something that blows up into a big negative thing. This will blow up on them anyways, but like I thought maybe we were overdoing it. It's going to happen. Every day on Twitter, there's more smoke. I'm seeing USC people even unhappy about it. I'm seeing USC people on Twitter like, don't do this. It's going to be a bad look. It's bad for the sport. It's bad for our history. It's bad for everything. I just think it's going to happen. A part of me wondered if we were overdoing it. I don't think we are. I just think it's going to happen. And I'll be upset, but I will be able to sleep at night knowing it's them. That's where I come down on this. Knowing it's them backing out, I can live with. I'll be able to sleep with it. If it's us, I'd be embarrassed. But if it's from their end, I'll be able to sleep at night knowing it wasn't us that did this. And you could cite the Big Ten and the travel and the playoff, whatever the reason they're going to come up with. I don't care. But if they do it, they do it. But at least it's not us. And I'll live with that. It'll suck, but I'll live with that. And so I don't know, man. Whatever. It is what it is. And it's very, very clear to me that Bavacqua, a part of that Clemson thing was to make up, to get ahead of whatever this is, to have a rivalry with the good helmet every year, whatever. It's never going to be Notre Dame USC. Nothing can be Notre Dame USC. That's why nobody wants it to go away. But it is what it is. So as long as they're doing it, fine. Also, let's go ahead and call it this. Fridays in the summer, we can have a little fun. Let's call it a foodie Friday as well. So at any point, if anybody wants to throw any foods in the chat, just put it in the chat. And then as I see them, I'll react if I'm going to eat them or not. I have no idea why people find that entertaining, but they do. So if anybody throughout the show on these Fridays wants to throw in a food and then have me say that I'm not going to eat it and then give some weird reason that no one else agrees with, we could do that for fun too. Rodney, the RKG is dead. Introducing the free KG, baby. Let's go. Let's go. Couple chats, then we go to the calls. How much time you got, buddy? Jake, good for Sammy Boy getting some screen time at the Caps game, chugging some beer. Maybe we'll get to see Leonard chug some beer during the Pacers. Listen, I didn't see what you're referencing. Apparently, Sammy Hartman, I'm assuming, hey, got a lot better chance of being the next top model than the next top quarterback. Lean into it, baby. Lean into it, baby. Mikey pulls. Cheers, John and AI Nation from London Heathrow Airport. We'll be boarding soon to head to Ireland. I'll be wearing my Notre Dame gear. Safe travels. I'm glad you're getting around the world, man. And thanks for thinking of me while you're doing that. Keep it safe. Safe travels. Johnny Boy, I don't like no flying. And I don't like no flying. I especially don't like flying over large ocean bodies of water. If something goes wrong, there's nowhere to go. Oh, we got a mechanical problem. Let's find the nearest airport and gently land to safety. Psych your mind, bro. You're Captain Sullying it in the middle of the Pacific Ocean. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. Okay, humans are not meant to be traveling in 36,000 feet above the ground in an aluminum tube. It ain't natural. You're testing nature whenever you do it. But you like it when you get to your beach destination. Mark, callers have coming to you. Any day USC loses a top recruit's a good day. Oh, that's an interesting question. You start to wonder if Spicoli out there, whoa, I got a pizza, bud. Let's go do some recruiting. Hang 10, brother. Is this starting to be a thing where Chad piles up on all the recruits in like January or whatever and gets all the credit for it? And then slowly that class unravels and peels away. And then guys start to decommit and commit to Notre Dame or go somewhere else or whatever. Like, is it starting to kind of like backtrack on him here, that initial rush and all the credit he was getting? I don't know. I'm just asking the question. Patrick Williams, Akron Ushers in the house. What's going on? I'm just picturing all of the ushers and they're all in their outfits and they're all watching the show, like plural ushers in the house. Here we go. Here's a food one. I need to liven up the chat a bit. Are you going to try the new Pop-Tart ice cream sandwiches? I don't think I've seen them. It's going to depend what kind, what flavor, what's our blend. I need to know. I'm not like repulsed, but I need to know what we're working with. What are the flavor options? Okay. I just saying. G-Bank. Haven't been able to watch a live show in months. Glad to be here. I'm just glad to have you here. Let's yell about some football. Sometimes it's good to yell about football. Tex ND. Currently, he's angling for a wrench. Currently, 26 recruiting class, ranked number 2. Loy's of the top 250 in blue chips. Was Chad holding us back? I don't know. That's what I'm asking. Is the Chad thing already starting to kind of roll back a little bit at USC? I don't know. Already did that one. The dong, spaghetti or chicken I could eat both of those. Even I'll eat chicken Alfredo. That's not even, I'll give you this. Even I will eat both of those. But I'll tell you what I don't do with my pasta. Big chunks of tomatoes. I don't like it. I don't like it. And it ruins pizza too. When I bite into pizza, there's a half a chunk of tomato. The texture, no. What do I look like? Peter Rabbit in somebody's garden? No. I don't like chunks of stuff. Salsa? Oh, I want a little spice on my chip, but I don't want all those chunks. I just dip it in the liquid to get a little bit of the spicy juice. I don't do chunks. All right? It reminds me of barf. I don't like eating chunks of weird stuff. Call me a child if you need to. $10 holler. Weak-minded USC culture, no surprise they walk away. Here you go, John. Vegetable pizza is underrated. $10 holler. Never in a million years. I get vegetable pizza. Are you outside your mind? I don't eat regular vegetables. What makes you think I'm going to ruin a pizza with a vegetable? I ain't no rabbit. And I'm sticking to it. $5 holler. Want to talk Mario Cristobal's ESPN interview? Oh, that's going to be interesting. And by the way, just throwing it out there, I didn't see it, so Andrew can fill me in on it. Would you rather a taco or a Hawaiian pizza? Come on, Phil. You know I ain't eating nothing called Hawaiian pizza, bro. You know, and I will say I'm not. No. We're not doing that. We're not doing that. Veggie pizza or fire. What are you guys all on a permanent diet or something? Veggie pizza. You outside your mind with that? Way to ruin a pizza. All right, let's do it, and let's try and do our 5 minutes so we can get everybody in on a Friday, and I got stuff to do, so let's see what we can do. Andrew Gilmore, what do you got?
Hey, what's up, John? And thanks for taking my call, man. Just wanted to talk.
Hey, you're cutting out. You're cutting out a little bit. I don't know what's going on.
Oh, can you hear me okay or no?
No, you're cutting out bad.
All right, I'll call back in.
All right, I'll look for you. Yeah, sorry about that.
All right, thanks.
Chicago's very own Tom Frawley. Let's see if it's my phone line or Andrew's. What do we got, Tom?
No, I think that's Andrews, to be quite honest. Am I coming in loud?
What is going on? What is going on? It might be me.
Yeah, I think it's you, brother.
Say something, Tom.
Well, I just did. So can you talk to me?
Son of a buck. I don't know what's going on. Say something else.
Don't
Let's
worry
see.
about it.
Say something else. I'll test something. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Let's try Rodney. It might be me, though. I'm 0 for 2. What's up, Rodney?
Oh, I'm afraid to say anything.
What is going on with these lines? I'm going to lose it.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Son of a buck. All right. I'm calling back in my own line. I'm hanging up and calling again. What? It's a bad start on a Friday, people. The hell's going on? Try it again. Right when we had a bunch of calls on a Friday. Unbelievable. Unacceptable. Who's the producer around this dump? Let's try it again. I don't know what's going on, but I'm not happy. Unbelievable.
Thank you for calling Call-In Studios host and call screener line. Enter your 6-digit PIN number. Welcome, host. You are now in the host room and can manage your callers from the call-in studio web interface.
Andrew, let's see if it's any better.
Do I sound any better?
Yeah, you're better. Now you're crystal clear. I don't know. It must be some from my end because it happened to multiple people. I think we're good now. I don't know.
Okay. Well, great. I think we're good then. Hey, man. Yeah. So you didn't see the Greg McElroy interview with Mario Cristobal?
I did not. The last one I saw was the one with Signetti. I did see an interview with Signetti recently. That I did see that one, but I totally missed the Cristobal one. I'd love to hear what your interpretation was, and then I'll try and look at it later.
Yeah, I'll try to be quick because I know you got a bunch of callers. But yeah, oftentimes I can call in and sort of be the opposing voice on Freeman. But if there's one thing I really would praise Freeman on is that anytime he's in front of the media or in front of a camera in general, he's like a happy warrior. He's like a positive guy. Like, and I just think like when you juxtapose that to all these other coaches, like you mentioned Signetti, you see like what Nick Saban is always complaining about, NIL and the portal, even Urban Meyer, a guy who I like a lot more than most fans. He's just always scowling on his podcast. Like Mario Cristobal, I would put in that category. He does not come off all that likable, and I think he's under a ton of pressure this year. And I think that if you watch the interview, I think that that's my big takeaway. Is like he knows he needs to put up or shut up in year 4 because he keeps trying to sell the idea that last year was like major progress. But if you like followed Miami football at all, they went all in for last year, and missing the playoffs was huge. I mean, it was like a bigger disappointment than when, Notre Dame lost to Clemson and kind of got kicked out of the BCS. Like Miami was built to make the playoffs last year. So like, I don't know, your show topic is, Notre Dame scheduling. The way I look at the Miami game, I look at it that it actually presents a much tougher challenge than people think, because not only is it going to be tough for a rookie quarterback to go in and win on the road in a tough environment, but Cristobal needs to win this game. He absolutely needs to win this game. He's feeling the pressure. He's got no one else to blame. He's gone through 2 different offensive coordinators, and now he's on his 3rd defensive coordinator in 4 years. He's got to win this game, and you can see that there's a lot of pressure. And then a couple of other noteworthy things were he is really pushing Justin Scott. Remember Justin Scott from recruitment 2 years ago? Yeah, he's pushing like that. Justin Scott seems to be who he's positioning as like the next breakout star for Miami. So that should be really fun if we see Justin Scott on the field. But I just want to mention three quick points. I don't like how fans in the chat and quite frankly some Notre Dame analysts don't seem all that worried about playing Miami. I think it's going to be I think it will be just as tough, maybe a tougher game than Texas A&M last year. This is not a first-year coach who's just reassembled a team on the fly. He has gone to the portal heavy, but it's his 4th year, and he's brought in a new DC, a guy from Minnesota who can really coach defense. And I just think that if you look at how Cristobal builds teams, he builds them up front. And so they're going to start the year with an offensive line who will be on the Joe Moore watch list, preseason watch list. So they're going to have a really good offensive line. And then if you look at a lot of the lists of returning defensive end duos, a friend of mine sent me something. Miami has 2 defensive ends that are being profiled as like these guys are going to be really good. So it's going to be an all-out fight. I think it's kind of silly that people think we're just going to walk in there with a freshman quarterback and push them around.
Andrew, because, that's where I was going. That's where I was going with all this. Even if you're a Notre Dame fan that isn't buying into the Miami thing, or you think they have all these holes or whatever, and last year was the year and now they're, whatever, vulnerable. when you're having a first-time starting quarterback going into that kind of environment, you can insert any different element you want, but the kind of environment that's going to be, I think it's a little like, how could you not have a little anxiety or look at what could go wrong? Or like it's not like you're going in there with a 3-year starter that you trust and you know exactly what you're going to get and he's totally ready for the moment and you're sure of it. Like, so I don't want anybody to be like, oh my God, I'm shaking in my boots over Miami, but I think a healthy respect for this kind of challenge is warranted. Looking by him to week 3 to play A&M would be a mistake. I agree with you. But I don't want it to come off like I'm terrified of them. But there's an appropriate level of concern that there should be. You can't overlook them. I'm with you on that.
Yeah, I'm getting a vibe from the people in the chat and from the ND analysts. The vibe feels a lot like on the road at Clemson in 23, and it feels a lot like on the road at USC in 22, where it was just this laissez-faire attitude, like, hey, we're on a roll. We're going to go in there and roll these guys.
Yeah.
And I just think that I have a ton more respect. I think Miami's a quasi top 10 team. And what I truly do not understand, which is totally ridiculous, is the lack of respect for the quarterback, Beck. Beck came into last year as a preseason Heisman. Now, did he have his best season ever? No, but I mean, we all saw with Georgia dropped, those wide receivers dropped 2 wide open catches that would have been walk-in touchdowns against Notre Dame. Those wide receivers were not good. And then I don't know how you can look at the playoffs last year and look at who's left standing, toward the end of the playoffs and say that a veteran quarterback isn't super valuable, because whatever you want to say about Beck, he's played, against Alabama. He's played against, all the top of the SEC. He is not going to be phased playing Notre Dame football, and he's super veteran. I think this is going to be his 3rd or 4th year of starting a college football season. So I just think that have the proper amount of respect. I think this is a really tough way to start the year. We have to go down to Miami. We don't host them. I think it'd be a different story if Notre Dame is hosting them.
Yeah.
But I would just say that there it's like a wounded animal theory in that Cristobal is showing some cracks. He realizes he's got to, like, you should have seen, like, he basically wanted to talk about how last year the defensive coordinator blew the season.
Yeah.
So that's why I give a credit to Freeman. I don't think Freeman would ever do something like that. Like, maybe he did. Maybe Freeman makes a bad hire.
Yeah.
And things don't go the way they want. I think he would be the type of guy who would take the blame for that. Cristobal literally put all of last year on the defensive coordinator.
Yeah,
so
I'm with you.
He doesn't strike me as a guy that the national audience should really like.
Well, the good news is we have like 4 months to break it all down, Andrew. It's going to be a big one, man. You're going to have that Sunday night standalone primetime game. Everybody in America is going to be watching you. It's a big moment on both sides. I want to thread the needle, Andrew. I don't want to go in there, oh, I'm scared. 2017, we're too scared to show up and play football. I don't want to do that, but I don't want to overlook them. There is a fine line there between having a healthy respect for the environment and taking them for granted or being scared. We got to thread that needle. And the good news is, Andrew, Freeman showed last year they could prepare for a hostile road week 1 environment like we're going to face. And I hope they do that again. Anything on the way out? Thanks for the call. Sorry, my line messed up in the beginning. I'm firing the producer. No. I'm firing the producer. Oh, wait, that's me.
Yeah, I would just say that, I just wanted to talk about Cristobal, and I just think that the fans need to have the proper respect for that game, because I don't even care where Miami is slated in the top 25.
Yeah.
You don't really know who the top 10 or top 15 teams are until halfway, or really until the end of September.
Yeah.
So I think this very well could be a really good team, or it could all fall apart. But I think we drew them at the wrong time. Week 1 is where they can really set the tone for their season. So It's going to be a really tough game.
It's going to be interesting. Man, yeah, it's going to be, we're going to think about it and talk about it every day. Andrew, thanks a lot, man. Have a good weekend. Enjoy yourself.
Hey, you too.
Take care. Shane, Irish by a million. Shane, I got to tell you, if you're still here, man, good shows lately. We got always Irish people in all these different cities hitting up your different shows, man. Keep it rolling. I think I just saw the announcement of the expanded tour, adding all those dates, man. Keep crushing it. Keep doing it. If you ever get bored, you just need a break from it, you want to yell football, hit up your boy. We could do that. Totally different thing, man. We'll just cut it up and talk football if you want. If you need the break, let me know. Holler at your boy. But I love seeing those extended tour dates, man. Keep it rolling, baby. 567, welcome to the show. What's going on? Maybe this phone system's pissing me off today. 567, what's up? Five, 6, 7. Come on, man. Oh, no. Right when I said, come on, man. I gave him 12 seconds, and then he says it right when I hang up. Call back, and I'll hit you up. Call back. Rodney, what's going on? I'm having a failure day here on the call-in lines. Rodney, what's up?
All right, let's test this. Testing.
Got it.
Testing.
We're good.
Okay.
We're good.
Right. I was afraid. I'm like, maybe it could, because you know what? Randomly, it could be my fault too some of the time.
Nope.
So
this one was on me.
Very unpredictable.
Yeah, this one was on me,
all
but
right.
we're good now.
Yeah, man. Do you like that new slogan? You know, the RKG. Now it's a free KG, Freeman kind of guy.
I like it.
Come on.
I like it a lot.
That's too good, right?
It's pretty good. And it does really seem like, Adam, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm tan, bro. I'm dark. I got these lights on in here. I'm tan. I'm looking dark, man. I'm in summer mode. It's the lighting. Rodney, what do you make of all this? Where are you at? Are you already thinking about this Miami game? Where's your mind at here in mid-May?
No, not really. To be quite honest with you, John, not really.
Yeah.
I can wait a little bit until we hide it. But I will say this, like, you know, he was mentioning a good call, by the way. Andrew always has interesting things to say. Usually I agree with him, you know, and this one was, you know, another guy that I think deserves a lot of that same kind of credit is Dan Lanning. Dan Lanning makes no excuses for anything. He's always relatively charming to talk to. He's a no-nonsense guy, but in a very likable way. So I just want to throw that out there too. Dan Lanning's a good guy, man. Like that guy a lot.
Yeah, you got made fun of last week though, jumping in the pool with the recruit. You know, that happened, and people were making fun of that.
Sure.
It was people were making. And you know what? My response.
I don't know if anything will ever top though. Brian
Exactly.
Kelly's,
Exactly. Whenever any coach does some cringy like recruit thing or whatever, and people rip him on Twitter, my response is always, at least it isn't this. And then I put this still shot of Kelly grinding out of R. Kelly style, bro. I don't see nothing wrong with a little bump and grind on a top recruit.
Right.
I don't see nothing wrong.
Yeah.
And so as long as it isn't that, everything's going to look good to me.
Yeah, and even his homage to Pulp Fiction it just didn't work. But so anyway, but having said that, yeah, man, and I said this before. I said this once on the show, but I want to shout out to him again. I'm going to be taking a road trip in Pennsylvania. I'm going into Ohio and going to go see Pittsburgh and Philly, and I'm going to see the campus at Penn State, man. I want to give a shout out to the Penn State fan base. Literally, John, have to say it, the nicest fan base I've ever met. Like I said, they took over the Slippery Noodle in Indianapolis here for the Big Ten game against Oregon. And Oregon, too. The fan base there as well. But, dude, we have never had a busier day. This was, you know, Big Ten championship. And they were some of the nicest people I've ever met in my life.
You're going to get pushback on that. You're going to get real pushback on
I
that.
got to say it, man.
Wow.
Some of the nicest people. And this is even after they lost. When they came back in, like they came in before and then they came in after. I'm just saying, man, I gotta be.
Wow.
You know, if we're gonna rip on Michigan fan base, we're gonna rip on the Ohio State fan base and all that.
Dude,
gotta give credit when one stands
Rodney,
out. So,
you need to understand. You're gonna get major pushback on that. Like, there's a lot of people that don't like them. Did not have I know Adam Dowling in our chat almost had a physical confrontation with some Penn State people at the playoff game. Like, you're going to get some pushback on that, bro. So maybe you ran into the classy ones that like have it put together. But
I think I must have.
Yeah, you ran into the ones with money that are classy and put together.
And dude, I was going around. I was making no bones about it either. I'm an Irish fan. I'm an Irish fan. Blah blah blah. I'm a Notre Dame fan. And they seem to have love for Notre Dame. Like I said, maybe Adam ran into the wrong ones that day. I don't know.
Yeah, you're gonna get some pushback on that. Ooh.
I could be stand corrected. I'm just saying that day, that environment, anyway, but yeah, I'm looking forward to that road trip into Pennsylvania, man. I haven't been there in a long time. I'm going to go see Gettysburg, going to see the Civil War battle sites and all that. Anyway, but yeah, all this stuff with recruiting lately, man. I totally agree, man. I saw your video yesterday. It was a really good one. And I'm starting to feel the same thing. It seems like you and I think a lot alike. And when you're thinking something, I'm thinking it too. You say it because you got the platform. But I couldn't agree more, man. It does feel like this is all kind of coming around full circle, doesn't it?
Did that make sense? What I was trying to explain in that video, that like it's almost come full circle, where instead of being like, no,
John, you almost said it. You almost said it. You didn't quite. Maybe you did, and I missed it. I want to be fair, but I think what you were trying to say is Notre Dame has one of the best business schools in the country. And this is a very business decision. It does make sense. It does, and I think the fact that they're now they're unabashedly putting themselves out there as, hey, we're a place to go to if you're looking to better your life as a football player. And I don't think that they're shy about the money aspect. Maybe they're not talking about numbers per se.
Yeah.
But Freeman's just got everybody thinking different.
Yeah.
It really does have to do with the spokesperson. A good spokesperson who people like can sell anything. I really believe that he's changed. I mean, and I don't just want to say Freeman. I mean, obviously Bavakwa, having that guy at the top. And now bringing on Mike Martin. This seems like, I don't know, man. I don't want to get ahead of myself, but I think we're in for a long run of positivity on the Notre Dame program. I really do.
It really does feel like everybody's pulling from the same end of the rope now. The NIL thing, they're figuring that all out day by day. They're getting more advanced with that. They're realizing they're going to have to promise some things to some incoming freshmen to land good ones, and they're becoming more comfortable with doing that. That's not how Notre Dame's original NIL plan started out, with guaranteeing money to the guys coming in as freshmen. They're realizing you're going to have to do some of that. Like, it's all advancing in the right direction, Rodney. And so you're looking at hitting the meat of the Freeman era at Notre Dame here the next few years, and you get this over the hump, because you got a lot of things going your way. Anything else, man? Thanks for the donations. Good to hear from you. Sorry about the first call.
No, not at all, man. I'll be in Illinois next week, and then a few weeks after that, I'll be there again. I will reach out to you, brother.
Yeah, reach out to me, and safe travels, man. Enjoy it. Get around this summer, and we'll be here. Hit me up.
I know you will. Take care, John.
Have a good one. Man, I'm just glad we got the phone lines back, but it really bothers me when those go down. That's unacceptable. Completely unacceptable. 415, what's going on? I got Chicago's very own, my main man, Martinez, 559 on the line. We got all the All-Stars today. What's going on, 415?
What's up, boss man? How you doing?
I'm doing very well. I don't know, man. It's mid-May. The recruiting's rolling. People are already starting to turn into Miami focused here. What do you make of it?
Yeah, you know what? As far as Miami goes, I really like Andrew Gilmore's take. You can never underestimate your opponent ever, and especially with someone that you have history with and an environment that you have like that in Miami. With that being said, I just really feel like if we're going to be that next team that's going to go to that next tier, these are the type of games where it gets a lot of hype, gets a lot of pub, but you walk in there, you bully them around, you get the W, and you get out. And I think we need to take that next step as far as that Miami game goes. But I totally respect what Gilmore is saying, because of the fact that you can never underestimate your opponent, especially someone like Miami. I mean, just look what happened with NIU. That's all you need to say, and then you just know from there on out. Okay, we're taking everybody seriously. It doesn't matter who it is, but especially a team like Miami. If we're going to go to that next level, let's do it now.
Do you get what I'm saying when I say that I'm trying to thread the needle between not being intimidated or scared of that building or that team or whatever, but also not taking for granted that it's a guaranteed easy win? Like, there's a lot of middle ground there, but like a lot of people seem like it's like, oh, I'm not worried about them at all, I'm looking at A&M. That's a mistake. But also anybody that's like, I'm terrified to go play Miami or whatever, like, that's not right either. Like, I think there's a fair middle ground here to be able to navigate this with a healthy respect for your opponent, but feeling like Notre Dame should be further along as a program, and even with the young quarterback, do enough to win that game, damn it.
Completely. And what's the word that we used a couple days ago? Mentality. You have to have that different mentality going into it. And there is that fine line. You cannot go in cocky as all hell. You can't believe that you're just going to steamroll everybody because you're going to get caught off guard. So you never underestimate them. But at the same time, you have to have that mentality of like, we're going to come in, we're going to do what we do, we're going to handle business, and we'll make it happen. But definitely don't ever like start looking to week 2 or 3 or any of that other stuff, because that's when you're going to get caught off guard. No doubt about it.
Yeah, that's where I'm at. And I want to add this because a couple people have put it in the chat. Just keep running the ball, run the damn ball, that kind of thing. I'm going to say it all. I've been saying it, and I'm going to say it till the kickoff of the Miami game. Get used to it. The best thing Notre Dame could do to support this young quarterback in this environment in week 1 is have that defense ready to go and then be able to run the ball. Those 2 things are the 2 biggest things that could take the pressure off this young quarterback to have to be a hero and win the game throwing it 50 times or whatever. If you can run the ball, control the clock, play your good defense, that's the most comfortable way to ease this quarterback into this new wild world. That's how I see it.
Completely agree. And every once in a while, as they start creeping up, because they're going to be sitting there thinking we got to put 8 in the box in order to stop this run game. Now you go over the top. Now you explode it with somebody over the top and you try to expose them in the back, because that's what it's going to do. It's going to open up the passing game. And if you've got a kid who's got an arm, who is a little bit fearless, he doesn't know, he doesn't know everything yet, but he's just like, hey, I'm ready to rock. Then let him go. Let him rip.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
And as far as the recruiting, man.
Yeah. What do you make of it?
You asked on Wednesday, you said, I want Walton, get him. Well, we got him.
Yep.
And so now you have this 2-headed monster again, right? We're talking about Osborne. We're talking about Walton. We're talking about these running backs that are signing on. And it's so interesting how it's all coming together, right? Because of the fact that usually when one running back who's like a stud, 4-star or 5-star, signs on to a team, that means that the other ones don't go there because of the fact that they're thinking, well, I'm not going to get the playing time. I think the mentality of the running backs in high school right now are understanding this new college system and the fact that it's going to be a war of attrition. It's going to be the fact that there's going to be 14, 15, 16, whatever it's going to be with all the different playoff systems. And you're going to need to have someone else there to help carry the load. And it shows that it can be successful because we've done it year in and year out. So we will be putting Price into the NFL. We will be putting Love into the NFL. And they are sharing the rock.
Yeah, it's just, listen, I've been saying this and I believe it. And somebody could say it's wishy-washy or middle ground or what me not wanting to go all in. I think this Notre Dame team's going to be really, really good. How good are they going to be? And how early in the season does it take to get there? That is the big thing to me. I believe they're going to be a really, really good team. How long does it take you to get there? And you know what I mean? Like, it's just, I could see it going great, but I could see the early part of this year derailing you. And then you're a much better team at the end. You just can't let that happen. You got to survive that first chunk of games.
No doubt about it. No doubt. I think, the other thing I was thinking of when Walton signed on was, how does this work as far as the wide receivers? Like, when is this going to start picking up? And I keep going back to the conversation we had about, you got to show it on the field. You got to put the proof in the film so that these young kids can see it and understand that we are going to open up the passing game and they can come here, be successful, and go to the NFL, which is what a lot of them want to have happen, right? And in the running back room, we lose Dylan Nicola, but we pick up Juwan Sider. So there was no letdown. And you see the pipeline just continue to get stronger, and we're just bringing in the recruits that Nicola was even looking at. And Sider was like, I'm not going to let go of those guys just because they were somebody else's. I'm going to go after them and bring them in. Our offensive line is dominant. Our running backs are dominant. We have young quarterback. We have a system that is now being recognized nationwide. And it's all coming together, man. And then just the cherry on top was the fact that USC loses what was his name? Griffin, Xavier Griffin.
Yep.
To the top linebacker, and it's just like, boom. Okay, now we're going to see it all kind of crumble for them, but we keep doing it where it's not a sprint, man. It's a marathon. We need to just understand that we need to keep picking it up day in and day out, and we're going to be great.
I like it. I like that. And you addressed the thing I was going to bring up was about USC, kind of like the Sched thing, and it's starting to kind of leak a little bit there. And the wide receiver that decommitted after he got a Notre Dame offer that's friendly with Osborne. I think people feel good about that for Notre Dame too.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, man, I just keep it rolling, man. Keep the good recruiting news going, and we'll worry about Miami every day till it's here, man. Hey, get those kids off to school on a feel-good Friday. Enjoy the sunny weekend in California.
Will do, Johnny. Hey, last thing is congrats to Jalen Smith, my man. He got signed up by the Raiders. I know he's still got to make the team, but it's one of those ones where you see a Notre Dame great who, fought through adversity and all that, and he's still pushing through. So awesome to see that. Brother, you have a fantastic weekend. I'll talk to you on Monday.
Have a good one. Man, once I got the phones to work, this is going quite well. 0-2, John enters a mental hospital. Listen, that is where my mind is going when I say I think Notre Dame's going to be really good, but how long does it take to get there? You can have a scenario where Notre Dame is 1-1, and that's like, remember what happened last year when you have your first loss in the first couple weeks, your back's really against the wall, especially if you're an independent Notre Dame and you're looking at that playoff. That's the danger here is you end up with a really good team at the end of the year, but it took you a couple losses early in the year while everything's getting put together with the O-line and the quarterback or whatever, and a tougher schedule on the front half than the back half. That's where things could go wrong. Carl, yes, I have. Thanks for mentioning it. Yes, I have. And I mean, I'm sticking to it with some of the food and the routine. So thank you for noticing. I am trying. So that's where it could get dangerous there. Chicago's very own, and then we'll get 5, 6, 7 back, and we'll go from there. What's up, Chicago's very own? Hey, what's up, baby?
How you doing? I'm good. You caught me in mid calisthenics. I'm good shit. 175 push-ups, leg lifts, crunches. Yeah. I'm back, baby.
There you go. Oh, I love it. I love it, Tom. Hey, sorry about the phone line earlier, buddy. What's on your mind?
No worries. So listen, great calls today.
Yeah, I don't know.
Absolutely great calls.
Tom, you never know what you're going to get. And today on a random Friday in May, the phone lines, people want to talk. I love it. I absolutely love it. That's what I'm here for.
Yeah. Well, look, Andrew is a very knowledgeable man on college football. I love his presentation, the way he, you can see how his mind works, and he's a smart dude. But I don't think Notre Dame is going to overlook Miami. Matter of fact, I know they're not. And one of the reasons why nobody's talking about Notre Dame's depth. So we saw it last year because of the injury bug, right? Well, you've got 5 or 6 guys that were recruited in the class of 2022 that are coming back. There's a couple from the class of 2021. This is a veteran team. So what does that mean? Well, that means that they know how to win already. They figured that stuff out. They can impart that wisdom on the underclassmen. And then you take 2 receivers, Greathouse and the tight end. I want to see. I think Greathouse is going to break out. I know Malachi Fields will do well. Reardon at tight end. I know he's been injury plagued, but I mean he's 6'7", 251, and you had those weapons last year. But we know where Riley Leonard's shortcomings were. Yeah. I'm telling you, out of the gate, I was about to say a really bad word. To hell with Mario Cristobal.
Yeah.
And they don't have a defense. Do you remember watching I can't stand that team. I'd rather have a sister that lived in a whorehouse than a brother that was a Miami Hurricane fan. Those people are unbelievable. Did you remember the Georgia Tech game? I'm serious, guys.
The fact that I know you're dead serious makes it amazing because I know you. I believe you.
Yes. Yeah. So last year.
Oh my God. Oh, that's good.
This has happened every year since the last time they won the national championship. Every year, the national pundits, oh, look out for Miami. They've got athletes. Yeah, they've got athletes. They're in Florida, for Christ's sake. I mean, yeah. But let me tell you something.
Yeah, that's never, Tom, you're right. That's never really been the Miami issue. Everybody knows that a Miami team's going to have athletes. It's just that it never seems all put together anymore.
Not since the glory days of Schnellenberger, Jimmy Johnson, and Dennis Erickson. And then, you had that one coach that come in the early 2000s. And that was it. But look, seriously, when you look at that team they had last year, Georgia Tech took them to 3 overtimes, and those referees, there should have been a congressional investigation on what they did. They robbed that game from Georgia Tech. So I'm going to tell you right now, what I'd love to see Notre Dame do is go down there and open up the passing game.
Ooh,
get Malachi.
I like
Just
it.
blow the doors off of them early and then run the football and put them away in the fourth quarter and let Love and Jordanian Price run roughshod over them.
Now that's where Tom, that you bring up a really interesting point. And somebody mentioned you don't think Miami knows that Notre Dame's breaking in a new quarterback and is going to try and run the ball. That would be a ballsy move for Freeman and Denbrock and good, spit it out, dummy. For Denbrock, Freeman, and Gino to be like, you know what? We have enough trust in you. We're going to go down there and let you throw it around to get eased in. And that shows a lot of confidence. And that would be probably the opposite of what Miami's expecting, but it comes with risk. If you're planning on doing that, it could really ramp you up and shoot you off into a new galaxy of heights, or it could go bad. That's a big risk reward calculation.
And I know guys in the chat, look, I know everybody, we got young quarterbacks. Okay. Here's what I hate to keep harping on this. He made 4 throws in that blue gold game that only certain quarterbacks can make. He's got an NFL arm talent arm, CJ Carr does. Now, Kenny Minchie's got a strong arm, but he's not as accurate. So, yeah, they're both young quarterbacks. But how many times are we going to see this? We've been clamoring to have a young quarterback come in and play for Notre Dame. And it hasn't happened in years. Look, you've got the supporting cast. So you take your shots downfield. Look, you've got the receivers to do it. I mean, Greathouse proved himself in the playoffs, didn't he? Mm-hmm. So these are things to really look forward to. And I'm telling you, Miami does not have a secondary. They're not going to put Cristobal. I don't know what he's doing down there. I don't really care. I'm so glad we're going to take them on as the first opponent. And to the other caller's point, who brought it up, well, we don't want another early loss like Northern Illinois. Listen, that's not going to happen again. Look what happened. Riley Leonard was hurt playing in that game. That was a poor coaching decision, not letting Angeli play that, especially in the second half. All right, we're behind this. Put that stuff, all that PTSD, Notre Dame PTSD, it's got to go. You have to realize how deep this team is, and it's deep. And you could win a lot of ball games, especially that one, the first one. So I'm looking forward to it. I really am.
Yeah, it's going to be, that first 3-week window. Miami, the off week to recalibrate and process everything, and then welcoming A&M.
Yeah, that's going to be the one that scares me.
Yeah, that's a big, big window. That first 3 weeks, and I include that off week in the middle as being very, very important, whether we're riding high or full of depression. How Notre Dame as a program handles that second week could be the key to this season.
Well, And the other thing is the schedule. Even though it's a tougher schedule, the buys are spread out better this year, so that will help too. So I just, I'm looking forward to the schedule. It's going to be a fun, interesting year, and the recruiting trail. Wow.
Yeah.
I can't believe what they're doing.
Yeah, it's trending well. It's trending well. Tom, get back to your exercise. Everybody's glad to hear the energy in your voice and you're up and at 'em, man. It's great to hear, man. It really is. I'm happy.
All right. Thanks a million.
Have a good one. Oh, Tom is the best.
Go Irish.
God, I love Tom Frawley. Jeez. I love that guy. He is it's the funniest part about Tom Frawley is he's the most Catholic-y Catholic guy of all time. Literally telling me that he's doing the rosary before games and all that. In a lot of ways, the most Catholic of the Catholic-y people. And then, but when it comes to anything else, he's dropping bombs. And when it comes to football, it kind of it frees him up to let it rip. WPP. I don't know if we're fearing Miami enough. I respect this caller, but the line of thinking regarding Miami's outdated. Last year's irrelevant. The Canes have rebuilt their D through the portal. FSU had the best team in college football at 23. Built almost entirely in the portal. Fans who think portal teams cannot be dominant or ignorant of college football history. Here's the question. The question, WPP, would be when you have a portal team like that with a bunch of different personalities all coming together for 1 year, are you fully formed and gelled and self-actualized as a team ready for week one? Or if you have that many moving pieces, does it take you a while to get it all put together? That's going to be a key part of it. Walter, Skateboard Central. USC means the University of Scared Cowards. I like that very much. US Scared Trojans. I like that. 4-10 in the last 14. I like seeing that. 567. Let's see if I can get you this time. What's up?
Hey, what's going on, John? You got me.
There we go.
This is Gomer guy.
There we go. Crystal clear phone line. Sorry about that, man. It was my fault, not you.
Oh, it's all good, man. No worries. How you doing today, buddy?
I'm doing great. I just love the energy, man. You never know what you're going to get, and a lot of people want to talk ball, and I'm here for it. What's on your mind?
So I want to talk a little recruiting, but first I wanted to kind of piggyback off what Andrew and Tom was saying. First of all, with Tom, I get what he's saying. And Tom, I love you, dude. I'm glad you're doing well. I hope to meet you at one of these tailgates someday, Tom. But yeah, to what Tom was saying about pass the ball around, I get what he's saying, but we got a young quarterback and these throws that he was making at the blue and gold game, that's practice. That's, I know he was making it against the first string defense and all that, but wide receiver is still a huge question mark. I'm not completely sold on Jordan Greathouse. I'm not completely sold on Faison. I know Greathouse had a couple, if you want to call them breakout games in the playoff, but I'm not ready to anoint these Greathouse the next great thing to come to Notre Dame.
Now wait, listen.
To me, they still have a lot to prove, John.
Totally fair. And the some of the media stuff is hyped up the wide receivers the last few years. It's going to be different. It's going to be a lot better, whatever. I think it is totally fair to have the opinion of, I'm not buying into it until I see you get behind Miami a few times. And then is your perspective that the passing game is maybe your biggest question in the program right now? Is that fair? Or do you have another concern that's bigger?
That's fair. The biggest question for me is so I have two questions. It's wide receiver one, and two, it's depth on the interior defensive line. I think that reared its ugly head in the playoff, and I do like that we're bigger at that position this year. It seems like we're a little bit bigger, but
let me ask you this then. Let me ask you this then. Do you have any concern at all about the change from Al Golden to Ash? And is it going to be a clean transition and it's we pick up where we left off, top 10, top 5? Or do you have any fear in your head of we had a good thing going with Al and now you're messing with that? And are you sold that defense is going to keep cruising at the clip it has been? Or are you wait and see on the Ash defense too?
I'm waiting to see on the Ash defense. I think that I'm pretty comfortable with the way Freeman has been hiring staff. It seems like he knows what he's doing, and when he hires somebody, they kind of fit to the role that they're hired to do. And I have confidence in Marcus Freeman. I think he knows what he's doing, but it's still, in my mind, it's still kind of wait and see because, I mean, what were we the past few years in defense? What were we ranked? It had to be in the top 10, right?
Yeah. It's just, listen,
so
man.
I don't know.
Just don't mess it up. Do no harm. Do no harm. You got talent there. Just do no harm. And I think Ash knows that. And he even referenced that in some of his early pressers where he was like, listen, I understand what the Notre Dame defense is and has been and represents as the kind of the stability of the program. And he knows his job is to just not let that lapse.
Yeah, I'm with you. And like I said, I have faith in Marcus Freeman. I think Ash is going to be fine, but I'm still I don't know 100%. Let's kind of wait and see. But I'm not really too nervous about it. Anyways, I kind of wanted to piggyback off what Andrew was saying real fast. Shout out to Andrew, by the way. His takes are usually spot on. Me and him definitely share similar thoughts as ND fans, and it's not always popular. So yeah, shout out to him. He's the dude knows what he's talking about as far as I'm concerned.
And I will say this. I'll give Andrew credit for this. Even the takes that he has that sometimes people disagree with here or push back on. What I like about Andrew is whenever he delivers a theory, there's always a reason and a rationale and an explanation behind it that's thought out. Like he never just fires something out there off the top of his head. Every one of his positions, even the unpopular ones here with the chat, are well thought out and well reasoned. And I appreciate that style of kind of argumentation. I like it. It's good. He does good.
Absolutely. And to piggyback off what he was saying, I couldn't agree more. But yeah, I don't think anybody's talking about Carson Beck enough. I think the people in the chat, especially, and around the country, really, I don't think Carson Beck gets the respect that he deserves. I think Andrew just mentioned this in the chat a little bit ago, but I don't think there's a more experienced Power 4 quarterback than Carson Beck, is there?
Yeah, that's a good question. I mean, what about that injury? Does everybody expect him to be fully healed? Is he going to be limited in spring ball? Was it really a Tommy John type recovery that I don't know the status of his health entering August. I don't know it.
Well, we'll see, but I don't know what today's date is, but mark my words. I'm calling it right now. Carson Beck will be a first-round pick in the NFL draft.
Yeah,
Carson Beck will be a first-round pick in the NFL draft. I just think a lot of people see the picks, but for the amount of picks that guy throws, he throws more touchdowns. I promise you that. If he throws 2 picks, he comes back with 4 touchdowns.
Yeah, it is. Man, it's going to be interesting. And again, I'm open to the idea that maybe Miami has a really good team or whatever, but maybe like Andrew said, week 1, they know they got to go get it. You could look at it the other way and say, maybe week 1's a good time to play Miami before they're all put together with Beck and all those transfers. Maybe you want to catch them week 1 while they're still figuring things out. I don't know the answer, but we're going to find out.
I think it's going to be a dogfight. That's all I'm saying. I don't think we're going to go in there and get an easy W. I hope we do. Yeah. I hope we do. But I think it's going to be a lot like A&M. And I know you got a lot of other callers, Johnny, so I kind of want to get some thoughts on the recruiting here. But a lot in this chat, we've talked about recruiting, and as it stands now, our expectations as it relates to Marcus Freeman recruiting have not been met. What we're losing in coaching experience, we were gaining on the recruiting trail, or so we thought, right? And it's what a lot of us have kind of been leaning on, or at least that's what it's been for me. It's year 4, years 1, 2, and 3. We start strong. We lose our prize guys in the 11th hour, right? But what I will say about those first 3 years, John, is that I didn't know then was these coaches scout their asses off, and it's noticeable, dude.
Yeah, they do. They're doing a really good job. In the Freeman era, the evaluation skills of this staff and recruiting operation have really taken a noticeable uptick as far as guys they want to target, traits, body types. finding underrated guys and getting in on them early. The Freeman era staff overall, the actual staff and the recruiting behind the scenes people are doing a really good job evaluating.
I'll say the recruits that they have lost out on in the 11th hour in the first 3 years, they've made up to me in the way they scout these players' length, body type, and just their football IQs. I think they've made up for that in the first 3 years.
That's a good point.
As far as the 26 class, John, and me and you have talked about this before, and it's this point right here. Let's see what winning on the biggest stages does for you as it pertains to recruiting. Well, we did it this year in a major way. Shout out to E40 Fonzarelli, by the way. No pun intended. And if you know what that means, you're kind of old. But and you know I'm extremely hesitant about what's that?
The Fonz. Oh man.
Yeah. In a major way. And
wait
and
a
I'm
second. Can I just say
about,
this? Does anybody ever think it was creepy that the Fonz was like 40 riding a motorcycle, hanging out with all the high schoolers every weekend?
I don't think you're the only one to think
that.
He
was beating up. He was beating up the high school bullies. But then it occurred to me when I got older, why in the hell is the Fonz like 40 wearing a leather jacket and hanging around all the high schoolers every weekend at the diner?
Yeah.
Oh, that's what I like about high school girls. I get older, they stay the same age. Oh,
there you go, Matthew McConaughey.
Yeah.
And John, real fast. You know I'm extremely hesitant about counting my chicks before they hatch as far as recruiting goes. But I'm hopeful that this 26 class is a product of winning on the biggest stages. Okay, the 26 class so far is Holtz level recruiting. Does anyone know the blue chip ratio from the 26 class to the past 3 cycles? Because it seems like this 26 class is different.
Yeah,
it really does. It seems like
when I looked yesterday, I think the little composite thing on 247 had us with 15 4-stars and 1 3-star. That is a major uptick because we have been too many 3-star composites for my liking the last few years. Let's see if they're able to maintain that ratio.
Yeah, man. I'm starting to believe, and I'm not counting my chicks before they hatch, trust me, but I'm starting to believe that the year that we showed on the field is starting to pay dividends on that recruiting trail. And if that comes to fruition and these players that we have pledged right now sign, look out. Because I think we're gonna match or do better than we did last year. I see some good things coming to South Mountain.
I really like it, man. Hey, really, really good call. Sorry about the first call. That was my bad. Hey, really good thoughts, man. Call again and do it soon, would you?
All right, brother. Have a good one, man.
Have a good one. Have a good weekend. That's a good caller, man. You guys are on it today. Oh, Ronald McDonald's here. We're going 8-4. We're starting 0-2. I think the team implodes the first 6 games. Oh boy, it's just. Man, you could just never make certain clowns happy. I don't know what to tell you. Mark with spectacles. What's going on, bro?
Oh, not a whole lot. Your show title, Starting Fast is Key. I think it's obvious, and I think specifically with the first few series and even first few plays, we're all going to be on the edge of our seats like it's a damn playoff game. We're going to be so nervous on what this looks like.
Yeah, there's a lot to watch. There's a lot of new things to monitor. That quarterback thing, man, you would already be excited as hell to see Notre Dame play Miami, but the wild card of seeing how the new young quarterback is going to be able to navigate that environment is like the cake topper of interest here. And not only just for us, everybody wants to see how that's going to go.
Yeah, until we see some completions kind of strung together and see some rhythm and timing with the receivers, it's going to be really nerve-wracking. And you know, looking back to last year's first 2 games and what that offense looked like, I know it was like Riley Leonard, but they just had stretches not even being able to move the ball.
Yeah.
And it looked terrible, and they were so determined to be way too pass happy. I think they threw like 62 times those first 2 games, and he like barely made over 150 yards a game, and it just looked awful. But I think like this Miami game, I think they're going to have to obviously settle Carr in early, and I think they're going to have to like run up tempo so they can line up early, let them have a look at the defense, kind of see what's what, and really use that helmet communication so that they can kind of be in his head, kind of helping him, because I know that cuts out with like 15 seconds left. And I think really kind of utilizing that so he's not overwhelmed with the noise and the bright lights. And because, you know, you're going to have to throw in that game, but we also know, like, they know that we know that they know kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's so, you know, kind of as a result. And I think, you know, that's going to be on Denbrock. He's got to get really creative. There's really no excuse that Love doesn't get plenty of touches.
Yeah,
and I don't think there's.
It's going to be really, really interesting. I would like to. I want to see the trust level the staff has in the new quarterback early in the year. I think that's going to tell you a lot about where they think the level is to start out. Like, how big of a leash, how risky do they want to get? Like, do they just let it rip, or do they try and ease the guy in? I'm really interested specifically in looking at that, because it's going to tell you the level they think they're starting at with this new quarterback. It's going to be very interesting.
Yeah, and I think everyone probably agrees there's no amount of carries that's going to be enough for Jeremiah Love, especially those first two games. And you know, like with what Andrew said, like, you know, Mario needs a win, and I'm like, so's Marcus, and like, I can't wait to see him in that tunnel, you know, fired up Freeman coming out of that tunnel, that whole stadium they got.
Yep.
And you know, he's battle tested. You know, I don't think there's any way any team, let alone Notre Dame, the previous 3 years that we've had, that we're going to overlook anybody.
Yeah.
That's not going to be the reason we lose going forward.
Yeah, it is. I'm with you. You got to be past that. And again, I mean, the new quarterback is a moving X factor. You don't know how it's going to go till you're in the moment. But the program did a beautiful job of preparing for A&M last year with the heat and the crowd and the noise and the everything and the conditioning. They did a wonderful job. They were fully prepared physically and mentally for that challenge. Do that again.
Yeah, and the team as a whole handled it well. Just that the quarterback play in those first 2 games was so underwhelming statistically. I mean, outside of Riley Leonard, you know, had some rushing yards against A&M, but statistically, like, pure quarterback play was terrible. But it was him not having the time, you know, the spring and injury of it all. But they were just too pass happy, and they were too bullheaded on, like, kind of changing and adjusting, especially with the NIU game. But that's nightmare scenario, and I don't foresee that happening again. I think they're gonna kind of have a better thing going. And, and on my way out, I don't know anything about these Pop-Tart ice cream sandwiches.
Yeah, but, what's the deal? What flavor? What are we dealing with here?
I've never seen anything like this, but
interesting.
I was just going to ask you your favorite Pop-Tart flavor.
Bro,
I'm going to go with brown sugar cinnamon.
Okay. If you got a sweet tooth, that's not too bad. Everybody's going to hate me, but it's the most predictable answer. The original ones you had as a kid before it got all fancy, and it is literally just no frosting, strawberry, a regular ass pastry. Not a dessert. Not a dessert you call breakfast, but an actual pastry without that weird coating of fake frosting. Regular strawberry, no frosting.
Yeah, I was afraid you were going to say that.
Yeah.
You might as well be eating a bowl of oatmeal over there.
Hey, Mark, look at it this way. What I lack in personality and diet, I make up for on the air. That's how you got to look at it, man. All the flavor I need is right here, and then I give it up on the food end.
Yeah. Well, that's all I got.
I can hear the disgust in your voice.
Yeah, you never fail to disappoint me this year, so. Terrible.
Oh, that's funny. Oh, Mark, I love you, man. Have a good weekend. Don't worry about Notre Dame. Go have fun.
Oh, I'm worried about them.
Yeah. Oh, I love my callers. 216 in the mix. What's going on?
Brother John, what's going on, man? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I got you. What's going on today? Thanks for the call.
No problem. You have to forgive me because I've been driving and I'm getting ready to pull up to where I'm headed, so I have to make it as quick as I can. But yeah, I've been meaning to call you, and I wanted to get with you because you asked last summer, actually, before the season started, why Ohio State fans were the way that they were. And I've been meaning to explain it to you even before the championship and all that playoff run. So for all you nerds out there, get your laptops out. I'm gonna break it down for you real quick. The reason why Ohio State fans, especially the ones who started watching since this millennium, is because Ohio State is the only program in the nation that is recession-proof, bust-proof. The only one. You can think about any great program that had their run. When I was in high school, it was Miami, it was the U. When I was in college, it was USC. You know all about Reggie Bush and all that, right? Recently, it's been Alabama. All those schools have had downturns, and Ohio State's been steady. They've never had, no matter who the coach is, with the exception of Luke Fickell, the bunch of suspicion. But no matter who the coach is, we've always been on top. Always been a national championship contender going into any year, no matter who the players are. Players go to the NFL every year. Quarterback doesn't matter. And that's the reason why Ohio State fans are or act the way that they have been, if you were wondering, despite the recent string of losses to the rival.
Yeah. Listen, man, nobody could really question that. Like Ohio State's been a pillar of consistency. The recruiting is always very good. And it's been a pillar of consistency. There's really no way without it of not acknowledging that. And let's be real, Notre Dame hasn't beat Ohio State since 1936. It pains me, but it's just a fact. And I hate it.
But John, if you knew that, I'm listening. I listen to your shows. I don't listen to them live. I usually come back and listen to them, but I listen to them. And I've been listening to them for the last 3 years, ever since the very first Ohio State Notre Dame game. This series. And when you have like your boy Pat O'Malley, when he comes on and he says, "What has Ohio State ever done? Why should we fear them?" And you agree with him and say, well, if we can't beat Ohio State, we have no chance to beat USC. And I'm sitting there thinking, like, no, USC's not on Ohio State's level. Ohio State should be top-notch and your number one priority. I understand being rivals with USC, but USC is not going to pose the same threat that Ohio State would pose. So, your boy Pat O'Malley, I don't want to call him a fool, but that was pretty foolish what he said. And, then you have people like 618 will come online and he'll be the Ohio State soft. Ohio State soft. You ain't got to worry about them at all. That ain't nothing. That'll be a double-digit win.
Yeah.
That ain't nothing but barbecue chicken down there. Ohio State soft. We got that. No, you might want to check again. 618. Do a little bit more research, because if somebody told you Ohio State soft, they wrong. They told you wrong.
I just like how you have the receipts. I just like how you have multiple years of receipts, bro. They're burned in your memory. You even remember the names.
Yeah. And then speaking of research, you'll have that nerd come on. Andrew Gilmore come online. Well, John, according to my calculations, that team is so beatable. We should be able to beat them. And all we have to do is just take the Michigan blueprint and emulate them and learn all the plays before the game, and we should be able to have no problem. Wrong. Wrong. Don't square from Delaware thinking he know about Ohio State. You know what I mean? Andrew Gilmore. Come on, man. Y'all gotta do a little more research, man. Y'all not on Ohio State's level, not yet at least. And y'all will probably beat Miami.
Yeah.
Because there has been, just like how y'all beat USC, another has been. But whenever y'all see Ohio State coming down the pipe, man, y'all need to change the tune up a little bit.
Some of this is fair. Some of this is fair because we haven't beaten you guys for 100 years. Like, that's all fair. Can I ask one question for you before you get off here? What's the deal with the Michigan thing? Yeah. What's the deal with the Michigan thing, man? Is it like a mental thing that you guys got to break out of? Like, what is, it just doesn't add up how consistent you guys are until that moment the last few times. What is going on there, man? And I'm not trolling. I'm genuinely asking. I'm not trolling. I'm asking. It doesn't line up with how good your program is to be like that against them. And I hate them.
How did I know? How did I know you was gonna hop on Michigan lap? Look, let me tell you something. I can't explain it.
Yeah.
To be honest with you.
Yeah.
Maybe it's I think it's a mental block. It's weird because several years ago during COVID, Ryan Day and Harbaugh, they got into a little spat on a coaches conference call.
Yep.
And that's when the infamous, I hope they got mercy rule. I'm gonna hang 100 on them that year. Then of course Michigan,
yep.
They got COVID and got sick, couldn't play. But ever since then, it makes me wonder that little 3-year span. If you look at the numbers before and after,
yeah.
They just weren't the same. The things that they were doing, and it's well documented.
That's real. But if you look at those numbers,
as a crutch,
but bro, those numbers are stark. The before and the after are very, very different numbers across the board. That is hard to defend against because it's right there. Yeah, I'm with you on that one. Are they going to get nailed, bro? Tell me, are they going to get nailed? They're trying to get ahead of it. Their president skipped down to Florida. Harbaugh's in California. And then they self-impose this stuff to get ahead of it. Are they going to get nailed or what?
Man, I don't know. And honestly, at this point, I don't even care, bro. We just need to go out there and beat them.
Yeah.
And I think it's a mental thing. And I believe this last year may have, opened something up for Day. May have got a little bit of pressure off his back.
Yeah.
And maybe he can just let it loose because I don't know what it's been. I don't know if it was, the comments of Harbaugh talking about, how State's finesse and third base and all that that's got in his head, but he need to tighten up. I know that much. So we'll see what happens, but I don't know if they're going to. Maybe they will, maybe they won't.
Yeah, but
the NCAA is so fat. Who knows?
Man, you're totally right, though. If a championship doesn't free Ryan Day up to loosen up a little bit, I don't know what will. Like, you already made it, so now you just let it rip. They should relieve a ton of pressure or whatever.
Just let it ride, man. Just let it all hang out, man.
Yeah.
Don't try to go in there and prove anything. Don't try to go against the grain. Just let your best players, put them in the best position and let them play and let's see what happens.
Yeah.
But Michigan, they've had our number for the last couple of years, and I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm the same age as you. I was born in '84, but I didn't really start becoming a fan of Ohio State until a lot of guys who I played against in high school started going there, like Ted Ginn and Dante Whitner and players like that. My boy, David Patterson, stuff like that. So I didn't really start becoming an Ohio State fan until then. And since then, and this is like 2002, since I've been in college and grown, it's been a one-sided rival, but it's cyclical. Those things are cyclical. And I knew it wasn't going to be perpetuity in which we were going to just keep beating their head in. Eventually something was going to change. So we just got to get it back. It back.
It's you know what you could argue, man, on the way out, I'm going to argue this on your behalf. There is an argument to be made that Michigan loss last year was the catalyst that catapulted Ohio State to turn it to a different level and let it all rip in the playoff. Like, as painful as it is from your side to lose that game, you could argue that was the spark that led them the rest of the way through the playoffs. So I don't know if you buy into that or not, but it's one way to look at it. I don't know.
Yeah, that embarrassment may have been it, but it shouldn't take them beating your head in.
That's a very good point. Yeah, that's a really
motivated. I mean, everybody you skipped the NFL, you came back to achieve something. You was a laughing stock.
That's a good point.
I mean, good job, putting it together.
That's a good point.
But you was a laughing stock. Don't do that. Yeah, come on now. It's important.
Yeah.
But I'll leave off on this. The biggest difference between Ohio State fans and let's just say Notre Dame fans is several years ago, the first game when y'all first came to Columbus and I started watching the show and y'all, did a good job and the game was closer than those expected. You and your callers, everybody were thrilled. You were happy. You guys were as happy as Gary and Coben on stilts.
I don't know about that.
You was thrilled.
I don't know about that.
I watched the show. You had a big ass smile on your face. I sat there and looked at him like, damn, he's happy. But Ohio State fans, even though we, won the game, they were upset that we didn't win by more. That's the difference. Yeah. So when you got Kent, your boy Kent comes in there, show him a little bit of respect because he has what y'all want, multiple championships since, let's say 2000. Let's say we were all young in the 80s and 90s.
Yeah.
Let's say 2000. So y'all just, don't hop on, Michigan's lap when Kent comes in. Just listen to what he says and hope to get there. Hope to get there one day.
Yeah, it's
That'll be all right.
Listen, man, Ohio State's a really, really good program. Nobody can doubt that. Hey, I like your memory. That is dangerous.
Pat O'Malley comes online. Make sure you let them know. When 618 comes online talking that nonsense, make sure you let them know Ohio State's a good program. We shouldn't be talking this nonsense.
Yeah, well, hey.
We're going to play and we're going to fight hard. But damn it, come on now.
Yeah,
get after them. Don't let Pat O'Malley come in and talking about what has Ohio State ever done. Shit.
I like your memory. I like your photographic memory over the years. John, 4 years ago on your show, you said this thing, and I'm still mad about it. I like it. Yeah. I like that. Hey, man, thanks for...
I've been listening to you, man. Ever since the first game, I've been listening
I appreciate it.
Channel.
I appreciate it.
You're doing your thing, man.
Oh, thanks a lot, man. Even with the pushback, I appreciate it, man. Have a good weekend, and thanks for being a part of the show, man. Have a good one.
Sure.
Take it easy.
Catch you next time, bro.
Yeah. And even I'm okay with the little pushback. I don't think that we were happy we lost to Ohio State. I mean, I don't remember us being thrilled on the postgame show that we lost to Ohio State. If you wanted to say you were competitive in the first game of Freeman with the new quarterback and you didn't get embarrassed at the shoe, that's a different thing. Main man Martinez popping in and out. What's up, baby?
Johnny, how are you?
What's up?
How are you? Can you hear me? You got me?
Yep.
Hey, real quick, man. Hey, that was an amazing call, man, from a rival fan, man. I wish all fans were like that. People ask me why I don't like the youth, not necessarily that I don't like the players. I just can't stand the University of Utah because their fans awful. But hey, and I know that's an Ohio State fan, but hey, man, that caller was amazing. He had some great points, man. Great show today, Johnny. Great show you got going on.
Man, I don't know. There's a lot of energy. Sometimes I don't know what to expect. I fire up the phone lines. I'm like, man, it's summer. Maybe a lot of people don't have thoughts today. Maybe it's Friday. Everybody's in a better mood on a Friday, maybe going into the weekend. But I love it, man. I love it. Hey, I'm just glad people want to talk ball, baby.
No, yeah. And I'm running the lips. I'll be real quick, but piggyback on what everybody – and let's go to what he had said. That Notre Dame fan was happy. I know I wasn't. I know you wasn't. I know any true Notre Dame fan was not happy. I think we were proud that Freeman went in there to not, like he said, there is no more. Well, don't you? I remember the reporters asking him, "You see this as a moral victory?" He goes, "There is no moral victory. We lost the game." And right there, you have a coach that's going in there to win, and not let's do enough not to lose. Right? Let's do enough not to lose. So. I know true Notre Dame fans were upset because it's like, hey, man, we got a new coach. But at least we have a coach that's going in there who wins. He knows he's going to win. He knows he's going to show up for big games, which kind of piggybacks and gets the ball rolling as far as Miami, right? Good points. Beck is a veteran quarterback. He is a veteran quarterback. Miami does have athletes. Tom probably, made great points as well. Is their defense a little lax? I don't know. I don't watch them enough, but this what I do know is like to reiterate what we're talking about. It's kind of like focus on the point. Marcus knows how to go in to hostile environments and win big games. He knows how to do that. He plans for it. His coaches plan for it. He prepares the boys for it. And so that I'm not overlooking Miami, but that has me like with no anxiety because he knows how to go into hostile environments and win big games.
Yeah, let's keep it. I hope it keeps going, man. And you got another chance to do it at Miami. Start off the year. It's a big one. It's going to dictate the arrow on those seasons for both programs, man. I'm excited. I'm already thinking about it every day. It's going to be a
Johnny,
long
we
summer.
are. It's been a great.
It's going to be a long summer.
No, Johnny, but the energy that's been on the calls and the shows, man, it's gonna fly by no time. And next thing you know, Memorial Day is next weekend. Next thing you know, it'll be Labor Day weekend, and we'll be competing in week one of the college football season. Right, a new season will be here. One last point, Johnny. Hey, man, great point on what you said as far as these kids are learning more. The kid that just committed from South Georgia, right? Very well spoken, seems educated.
Yeah.
I think they're finally getting the point, man.
Does it make sense?
You made a good point.
Does that make sense that I think these guys are realizing it's not like the nerdy weak thing to go to Notre Dame, but it's actually a smart thing to do for your brand and lifetime? I really do feel like the vibe's changing with that.
Yeah. And you got a coach that's pleasing to the masses, right? Whether you're the wine and cheesers or you're the Subway alumni, the blue collar hard hatters. He's pleasing to the masses, because he's very well spoken. And one thing that I'll say, when's the Sugar Bowl, right? Right into his backyard. When's the Orange Bowl? And they want to make it about his ethnicity. They want to, right? The media and the rest of the world wants to make it about his ethnicity. He reiterates and he says, it's the team. I don't want to take nothing away from the team. So whatever he's doing, Johnny, he's focusing 100% on the team. No better person to lead us into this first week, man. The only thing I want to say, and I know this is a little off topic, let's not overlook Boise State. If everybody gets a little PTSD, like Tom probably said, from the small school losses, it's Boise State that everybody has to worry about now. Look over.
Yeah,
because Johnny, as you said before, Boise State knows how to win big games.
Yeah, here's the thing, man. Totally on my radar, and they made their brand. They broke through as a brand in college football by beating teams they shouldn't have beaten. However, I've got a lot more things I got to worry about before we get to worrying about them. Like, I got to worry about A&M and Miami and all this and the trip to Arkansas and all that. I am worried about that, but how many things can I worry about at once?
Hey, Johnny, let's worry not about sick, but today hasn't even come. Tomorrow hasn't even come here. Matthew 27:632 says that, but Johnny, don't worry about nothing, man.
Oh, yeah.
More hair, buddy.
Yeah, you know me. How are you going to tell me not to worry about nothing? The day I'm not worried about something, I'm going to be dead.
Then we know something's wrong with Johnny. Johnny's not worried something's wrong.
Yeah. If I'm not worrying about something, it's a red flag. There's always something to worry about.
All right, buddy. Never a dull moment in Notre Dame land, and never a dull moment in always the greatest program in all the land. The greatest podcast in all the land, excuse me. Always Irish show with the Remedy, John Kennedy. John, everybody have an amazing weekend, man. Love you guys. Love the chat, man. Onward, Notre Dame, buddy.
Have a good one. Thank you. Man, that guy's nice to me. I don't know what I did to deserve it. 330, where do you want to go?
Go.
Hello.
Hey, so I got a few things I want to touch on. First off, been a great show today. I just jumped on at 11, so if I repeat anything anyone said, I apologize.
Sure.
But I want to talk about the receivers briefly. You guys were talking about the offense, about if Denbrock's going to open things up or if he's going to sort of ease CJ Carr into things against Miami. I think it depends who they have. I mean, you already know you have Malachi, Faison, Greathouse, and Eli Raridan. I think they need one or two more receivers to step up. And you have, Williams, Micah Gilbert, trying to think.
You're going to have that Malachi Fields coming in too. And that was kind of, you wasn't with the team through spring. And so it was kind of out of your mind. He's coming in. People have expectations for that as well as a transfer.
Yeah. I think
Pauling is another one. I don't know, man. We'll see.
Yeah. I think Malachi Fields, I think he's a guarantee. I think he'll probably be, either him or Greathouse. Those two are going to be your best receivers. But you need Williams, Gilbert, Saldate, or KK Smith. If one or two of those guys really step up, I think you're going to be good at receiver. And I think CJ Carter is really going to step up at quarterback. He's going to be fine. And I think you can really open things up with the offense.
Yeah,
so,
it's you know what the question I have is, and I don't know if there's a way to appropriately measure this accurately. What I've been thinking about is whatever level in your mind you're envisioning the wide receiver core being at, how much better could it be when you have a quarterback where throwing is a strength, throwing is a comfort? It is one of like one of the better things they do and are comfortable with. I don't know the answer to that, but I'd like to think if you have a more of a throw first quarterback than a run first quarterback, like if you're able to get that going, how much could that elevate all of the operation? I just don't have an answer to that yet.
Well, I mean, if you looked at the offense last year, there were so many times that Greathouse and like Jaden Greathouse, for example, he was wide open in the middle of the field, but drawing a blank
Leonard.
Here. Leonard wasn't comfortable throwing him the ball.
Yeah.
So whereas CJ Carr, he's gonna throw that ball right to Greathouse in the middle of the numbers. So with that, I'm not really worried about that. So
yeah, it's going to be interesting. What do you make of what we were doing? I want your opinion on this. If you're in the mind space where you're thinking about the passing game, what is your thought on the discuss? Maybe you weren't here yet. We were talking about how aggressive the staff will let the new young quarterback be early in the year against Miami. Like, are they going to be real conservative and try and protect him and run the ball, lean on that, not put a lot on him? Or are they going to trust him to open it up and get him comfortable and let him have a chance to throw early? Where do you think they're going to land there? And how aggressive would you like them to go with trusting that new quarterback in that environment? I think that's a big question for week one.
I think they'll be aggressive.
Denbrock's aggressive by nature. He wants to push the ball. That's his DNA. And he's had to dial it back at Notre Dame because I don't think he's had what he needs to really do it the way he wants to do it.
There's no question in my mind that they're going to be aggressive. Now, if this were Brian Kelly, and you had Ian Book a quarterback, they'd be throwing checkdowns the whole game to some slow running back. So, yeah, if Carr throws an interception, so be it. But if you're going to be conservative, for a half, guys like your running backs, they're not going to be making explosive runs. So that's why I think they're going to be aggressive and try to push the ball down the field. And if you can get a couple long throws, and then that's going to open up the running game for your running backs to possibly break off 20-yard runs or longer. So that's why I think you got to push the ball down the field.
Yeah, it's it's really going to be interesting. And I don't know. I'm interested to see the trust level in the young guy early. I don't know, man. This is going to be week one. It just seems like everything in Notre Dame land ends up being a big deal. And now you have the standalone only night game on Sunday. The NFL hasn't started yet. Most teams are playing on Saturday. Everyone in America that likes football is going to be watching Notre Dame. It's exactly how we want it to be, damn it.
Yeah, and whether people want to admit it or not, we're the biggest brand in college football, so it is what it is. We have the most spread out fan base in the country.
That's for sure.
People can argue whether we're the biggest fan base in the country. I don't know, but we're the most spread out fan base in the country, and you can even argue there are the most spread out fan base in the world. So. I live in Northeast Ohio, so that Ohio State caller that you had on earlier, I enjoyed his phone call. He was very knowledgeable, so I enjoyed listening to him. My experience with Ohio State fans, they are They're pretty nice. The ones I talk to in person. The online ones not so much, but the ones in person, they're very nice. So in Northeast Ohio, so I enjoy speaking with them in person. But actually, I see a lot of Notre Dame fans in Northeast Ohio.
There's a lot of that in Ohio. There really is. There's a lot of Notre Dame people out that way.
Yeah, like if I go to the grocery store or wherever I go, I actually see a lot of Notre Dame fans. Some, people wearing hats or gear, whatever. Obviously, I see way more Ohio State fans, but every now and then I see some Notre Dame fans walking around. It's like, hey, we're all over. And a lot of that too probably I'm probably a few hours away from Pennsylvania as well. So I know there's a lot of Notre Dame fans in Pennsylvania. So yeah, we're all over. So that's what's so great about Notre Dame, that we're all over.
Yep, we're all over the place, man. Yeah, I'm with you on all the things you're thinking about. And there's a lot of questions, and we're not going to get answers till that Miami game, man. Anything on the way out? Really great call. Thanks for joining. Do it again.
I just have one question for you. I'm hoping we get both these guys, but would you rather have the cornerback Joey O'Brien from Pennsylvania or that USC receiver that just decommitted?
Well, see, that's kind of tough because I view wide receiver as a bigger need. Like as a practical need in the program, I think I want more wide receiver action. So that's like a higher priority on my board. But seeing that O'Brien kid's 6'4", that's like 6'4", I'm real interested in that. And I think he even plays some receiver if I'm not mistaken. But I'm thinking probably O'Brien because of that physical skill set. But I acknowledge wide receiver is a big priority still.
Yeah. I mean, both these guys, and then you have Joey O'Brien. You pair him up with Jadon Blair, who has a similar skill set.
Yeah.
I mean,
yep.
Notre, they're getting all these freaks, and they can run sideline to sideline really fast.
And cover a lot of ground. And then with the Ash defense allegedly leaning into a little more zone back there, you got them 6'4" guys in the secondary. Man, they cover a lot of gaps in that zone with their lanky arms and able to jump stuff and get in the way. They know what they're doing back there. And you know what else? What a Notre Dame name, too. Joey O'Brien. What a Notre Dame name. Give it to me. I want it. You know what I'm saying? Oh, Joey O'Brien with the tackle, and then he drank a Guinness on the sideline. You know what I'm saying? Give me it. I want it. Give it to me.
Yeah, I'm getting excited now for the season. And then I think Dallas Golden too, man. He's going to have a big freshman season, in my opinion, if he gets on the field enough. So
yeah,
the way they're recruiting is just absolutely insane right now.
Yeah, they're doing a good job. Let's see if they're able to keep it going. Let's see if they hold these guys. But when I look at the biggest change to me is that composite 247 has us 15 5-stars, 15 4-stars, 1 3-star in that composite. That is a tick up in the overall level of athlete Notre Dame's going after. And I'm here for that. Keep that ratio up.
Yeah, and people's worried about people flipping at the last second. My thing is this. Sometimes you're going to have somebody be flipped. That's just the way it is. I was reading some articles the other day. Who was it? Oregon or Georgia or somebody? They had somebody get flipped. It's just that's big-time college football whenever you get guys that – or 4 and 5 stars. Sometimes you're going to lose one, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But hopefully it doesn't happen to us. I think we're in good shape. if you lose a guy, you lose a guy. But I think right now, I don't think we will. These guys seem pretty committed, and they seem
I've said that
loyal.
before. I've said that before. So I want to wait and see. Hopefully they figured that out. But man, it's going to be really interesting, and let's keep the recruiting rolling. Hey, thanks a lot, my friend. Really good call, and have a good weekend. Thank you.
Hey, you as well. Can I say one more thing?
Sure.
Thank you for all the thoughts and prayers for my goldfish Barry.
Oh man, we had to bury Barry. That's unfortunate. That's really unfortunate. Yeah, we had to bury Barry. Thanks a lot, man. Have a good weekend. Take it easy. Oh man. All right, you guys. I hate to do this. I got to get going. I have a full bank of calls. I got somewhere I got to be at 11. I was planning on a 10:30 out, and we have just a ton of calls I can't get to. I don't know why everybody's so excited, man. I just can't do it. There's a whole bank of calls I can't get to. I really apologize. Couple more things, and then we'll get out of here. The bye week after Miami's going to be weird. Could be the irony of this is that could be the most important week of the entire season. How you navigate that in-between week where you're either flying high, getting all the credibility in the world and reading your own headlines, or you are low as could be. You have 2 weeks till the next game of everybody being negative, including me and everybody here. And you got to find a way to not go 0-2 and lose the home opener to A&M. And you're 0-2, and all the headlines is Freeman was a one-shot wonder. It's all falling apart. All this BS. That in-between week and how Notre Dame handles it is going to be key. Brian, New York. Can you wish my daughter Erin congratulations on the graduation? We'll light a few candles at the grotto for the AI crew. Thanks, and go Irish. God bless you and your family. And it was great. It's great seeing you at the tailgates and meeting the family. Erin's a lot smarter than me. So congratulations. We talked a little bit about her career path and what she's doing. A little bit more brains going on than Johnny's got in the basement here. So God bless her. And I'm telling you guys, these summer shows have been awesome. Way, just way more interactive than I envisioned the summer off time being, man. You guys keep it going. Always care. Always have thoughts. Thanks for the donations. Thanks for the calls. It's been a really good summer so far. So let's keep it going, man. Thank you, guys. Callers, I know it was a Friday, man. If you could hit me up on Monday or Wednesday or whatever, do it. I feel bad. I had a whole nother bank. Have a good weekend, everybody. Be good.